Hey there, my fellow Fallout 4 players. It's Paul back with another tips and tricks video. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Skooled Zone. I wanted to take a quick pause from Far Harbor part of this week and next week to bring you a series of tips and tricks videos that I recorded a while back and haven't had a chance to post. Wanted to make sure I did so before they got too stale or anything. There's just so many things you could do with Fallout 4 that sometimes it's hard to decide what should take priority, you know? But the next few tips and tricks videos should be helpful to people at all different stages of their adventuring within the game. Today, I'll be showing you how to claim the castle as your very own settlement option without those pesky Minutemen. Now, some of you watching this video may already know this is possible. That's great, means you're a veteran of the game. No need to comment and say duh or anything. However, this video is mainly catering to those players who are either completely new to Fallout 4, or have been focusing on adventuring for a while and are just now getting into settlement building, or players who are doing a brand new replay, or players who decided to ditch the Minutemen early because they can be kind of a pain in the butt, especially good old Preston, and just figured that they'd have to write off the castle because they read somewhere that it's tied to that faction. I was in the latter category, where I basically just completed the very first Minutemen quest as part of the main storyline, so I could then ditch them in Concord and get to Diamond City as early as possible. In fact, in my game, Preston and the Minutemen are still sitting in the Museum of Freedom, and I never really did anything with Sanctuary either. It's kind of a vanilla space as far as settlement options go in Fallout 4. However, the castle is pretty cool. And now that I know many of the building tricks and many of the workshop DLCs have dropped, this is the perfect time to claim the castle and do something with it. Now, it's not going to be my first settlement showcase I post for you guys in a couple of weeks. I have something much cooler and fully developed. However, the castle might be on my list for integrating some of the new things available with the recently released Contraptions DLC. I mean, imagine creating a whole funky roller track around the base. That would be cool. You never know. Anyway, I just wanted to set up the purpose of this video so viewers understand why it'll be useful to a great many players. Now, before we get into the logistics of claiming the base, I wanted to throw in a quick factoid for you guys. After all, this is the Skooled Zone, and well, I just can't out myself. So the castle in Fallout 4 is based on a real-life historic military base in Boston Harbor known as Fort Independence. It's located on Castle Island, which is probably why Bethesda named it the castle in Fallout 4. It's also shaped like a star in real life because it's actually a star fort. A star fort is an architectural style of military forts that originated in Renaissance Italy. The star shape of the fort helped make it more defensible because it gave cannons more angles to aim down on intruders, and the same for archers. It was also built on a hill to claim the higher ground. And with the shape and the height, there are very few dead zones that soldiers couldn't target, making it an extremely fortified bastion of defense. Although it started out as Castle William and was later renamed Fort Adams, it was officially deeded to the Commonwealth and is now a historic landmark in Boston known as Fort Independence. So there you go. Okay, on to claiming it. So as I mentioned, you don't need the Minutemen to make the castle your very own. All you need to do is show up at the location and clear the place out of all the Mirelurks. Depending on your level, there'll probably be a Mirelurk Queen. I actually made one of my Fallout 4 monster matchup videos here where I pitted that very Mirelurk Queen against the Spray and Pray. I'll include links in the description and the iCard above if you want to check it out. Good times. Okay, once you clear the place out of every last Mirelurk egg, then you can just head over to the workshop and search it. Doing so will establish it as one of your settlements. But there's more to the castle than just the walls and the courtyard. The thing that makes the castle cool is that there are a lot of pre-built rooms within the walls themselves. And even cooler, there's a whole basement area. For those who don't already know about it or haven't done the Minutemen mission, there's a bit of a trick to getting down there. You basically head over to this collapsed passage and then initiate your workshop mode. From there, the pile of rubble will turn yellow. As you probably know, that means it can be scrapped. Once you scrap the blocking rubble, you'll have access to the hallway that leads down to the basement, or the castle tunnels as they're called. What I'll do now is show you how far you can get in the tunnels without needing the Minutemen. It'll be like a mini walkthrough. Okay, let's go. Because it's my first time in here, I'll do some looting as we go. It'll also give you a chance to see what's available for the taking. Quite a bit, actually. By the way, this brain fungus is used to make mentats, and the glowing fungus is used to make Rᴇғᴇʀᴇ. So I'll grab this stuff along the way as well. I actually talked about what brain fungus and glowing fungus is in my mole rat den episode if you guys want to check that out. Oh, and there are going to be these frag mines everywhere. It helps to have the sneak perk so they don't go off, but either way, just disarm them and you're good to go. Now this place is a great source for cannonballs, which are used with the broadsider. I made a whole video about how to get that too if you want to check it out. You can also buy cannonballs from most weapon vendors, but these are just here for the taking. You're probably wondering why I grabbed the cement. Well, it's because you can turn dropped items of 6 or more, and it'll basically turn into one item, making it easier to remember and grab later, which I'll do now. There we have a turret that we can take out real quick. That's why I'm sneaking, because we're not completely alone down here. Overweighted again. Little buff out to the rescue. Oh, fusion core, nice. Free chemistry station if you don't want to build one upstairs. Okay, here we come to the major guardian of the tunnels. His name's Sarge. He's a pretty beefy sentry bot, which is of course no match for the Overseer's guardian, a little stealth sniping. There we go. We'll just keep checking out the rest of this area first and then head over there. And here is where we come to the end of the line. There's an inaccessible terminal here that opens the mag locks on that door. Only Ronnie Shaw from the Minutemen can unlock them, unfortunately. So you can't go any further, but that doesn't mean you can't claim the rest of the castle and the tunnels for yourself without them. And that, my friends, was the purpose of this video. So I hope that helped. If you guys like this tips and tricks video, be sure to throw a like on it, share it around, and check out my game tutor playlist with many more fun Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. As always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Skooled Zone. Peace out.